T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is John Ward, welcoming you to another presentation of Tennessee football on home video. The story you're about to see unfold is one of adventure and achievement. It's the story of teamwork, commitment, and the will to win.
Doesn't need a lot of... Oh! He took a weapon!
Yes, sir. Y'all know what time it is. It's Georgia week. It's hate week, and I got my dogs in the house with me. DOG dogs, not DAWGS dogs. But I got Ruck from Straight Up Tennessee, who has a great show. Y'all need to go check his channel out. Make sure that y'all like and sub. And then I got my dog JPatt, who always says FUGA almost every time that he posts. But we're going to talk a whole lot about Tennessee versus Georgia. If y'all Georgia fans in the chat, of course, y'all can chime in with us. And at about 8:10, okay, we're going to be checking in on the SEC injuries to see how is it looking for this game. I kind of feel like y'all maybe David Sanders and maybe Jackson Moore is going to go based off of what I heard from Coach Heupel earlier today. But I actually want to kick it off real quick with the injuries, and we did talk about this earlier. What are y'all's thoughts with this list? Do y'all think that Tennessee can manage if none of these guys play, or so on and so forth? And Ruck, I'm gonna start it off with you, big dog.
Yeah, man. I obviously you're not gonna see Mod or Ricky, right? I think we know that. David Hobbs, supposedly he's supposed to be out till Mississippi State, so you kind of know those three are kind of just if the Lord blesses them, come on. But if not, you see Jackson, you see Dave, and you see Tyree Weathersby. I think Weathersby is 100% a go. Jackson Moy is the biggest question mark for me. I don't think I'm worried about David Sanders. I don't think they're covering up anything massive either. You know what I mean? Like, it really does feel like, hey, we just played Syracuse and ETSU. Like, do we want to risk our 5-star tackle to really like get dinged up based off of a little knick-knack injury? And so I'm in this spot right now, man, where I'm like, if Jackson Moy can go, I feel 10 times better about what that defensive line is going to be able to do against Georgia. But I think with Dave Bull, I really think it's one of those things. We don't need to start him, but he needs to play.
Yeah, like it. Pat, what's your thoughts?
Now, I'm not gonna lie. I would love to see David Sanders, the 5-star number 1 offensive tackle. I would love to see him just get his debut, like red carpet rolled out for Georgia rather than Syracuse or ETSU. But I'm going to be agreeing with Ruck here. Like, I don't need to see him start. I need to see him get some reps, get some work, get some burn, get the feel of what it is to be contact, especially against a Georgia team who's going to have a great defensive line. Georgia's never not had a good defensive line, well, at least in the last 10 years, or so. But that's everybody else. David Hobbs, he's going to be out. Gibson's going to be out. McCoy's going to be out. We know that. But I'd love to see Jackson Moy back. Love to see that. We need that, especially with Hobbs already out. And we know it. We need Moy back. Marion Dye, I'm going to need to see him do some stuff. I know he's not on this list, but I'd love to see him step up in this big moment. And David Sanders, this is the time. If they're going to let him get out there and do something, I really look forward to that because I want to see this young man.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's a tall task, but I think that he's probably going to be up to it. And from what I've heard from some of the insiders, it sounds like when he comes back, he's probably just going to be thrust in there. That's how they're saying it. I don't know how true that is, but we about to find out if that's a realistic possibility here in in about an hour or so. So actually less than that. So I actually want to start this thing off with something a little bit different. We haven't done this maybe since a couple of years now, but I want to do some trivia. All right. So I'm going to tell y'all how everything works here in just a second, but first, let me get it pulled up. All right, let's get this thing pulled up first and foremost. But obviously, this is going to be trivia on Tennessee versus Georgia. Okay, and y'all can interact with this. So that's the main reason that I wanted to get this done. So let's go ahead and get this thing pulled up. All right, so boom. All right, so how this thing works, okay, is y'all will see the question. Okay, I'm gonna read the question off too. Y'all gonna see the answers. This is multiple choice. If you want to choose A, then you would type in 1, and then whatever that answer is, like type that out, and then just press enter. This is about speed. It's about accuracy. We'll see who does the best at the end. All right, and fellas, y'all are welcome to join in too. Y'all just do the exact same thing. And I think that all that's going to come up here in just a second. So how much time we got? Yeah, so we still got like a good solid minute. So what's y'all's thoughts, man? Just kind of like opening thoughts real quick. Let's go about 20 seconds for both of y'all. So Ruck.
Big week, man. I've said this to you. I've said this to everybody. We're closer than we've ever been, and it's time to win the football game. You're at Neyland Stadium, Checker Neyland, college game day, biggest stage of college football of the week. There's no excuse. You're better than Georgia is right now.
Yeah. Pat?
So I don't know much to add to what Ruck said. I don't know much to say other than like the crap that I was seeing on message boards about Miami and USF fans complaining that Tennessee was getting the game of the week. I mean, it's Miami USF. Like, so what are we actually talking? Like,
That's
really? Like,
yeah, no, that's crazy that they would even think that. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and slide into the first question, and hopefully y'all can see it. But it says, when did Tennessee and Georgia first play each other in football? Number 1 is 1910. Number 2, 1900. Number 3, 1899. Number 4, 1885. So make sure to type in the number and write out what the actual answer is. All right. It's about speed and it's about accuracy. And I think that y'all will get, it's about 40 seconds on each of these questions. Hopefully nobody's cheating. Hey, so no, Pat, no, A is not an answer. You have to type in 1. You have to type in 1 and then 1910.
I got you. That's my bad, my friend.
It's
I just
all
click
good.
an A.
All right, here we go.
Used to college classes.
All right, so the answers are going to be populating. I already know what the answer is to this one. It's going to be 1899. Let's see who all got it.
Oh, dang.
Okay, so it looks like maybe B-Riz got it. Okay, cool. And nobody picked D, right? 1885. But that's crazy that we've been playing for that long of a time.
That's wild.
126 years.
Yeah, and it looks like most people picked 1910. I think that was you, Pat. I think that was biting off of you.
No,
Yeah,
I hit A, 1900. I was 1900 is what I hit. I was a year off. Yeah,
okay.
That was 1.
Okay, all right, my bad. All right, so here we go. Next one. In what year did Tennessee and Georgia first meet as SEC opponents? Number 1 is 1968. Number 2, 1965. Number 3, 1958. Number 4, 1954. I wonder how long the SEC's even been a conference. You know, because it used to be called the Big South or something, didn't it? Or yeah, I think that we were in the Big South first. But I want to say that one of the original SEC teams was actually Georgia Tech. I'm pretty sure Tennessee was 1 too. But we're going to see if y'all got the answer. We're going to see if y'all looking it up too.
No, I'm trying to think. I'm between 2. I'm just going to go with that one.
So now it's calculating it up. And we only have, I think we have 5 questions, y'all. So we got 3 more after this one. And then we're going to jump back into the show.
Hey, 1968.
All right. Yep. So that's the correct answer. All right. JPatt, you're the only one who got it. And most people picked 1965. So y'all was close. I probably could have made it just a little bit easier, but I wanted to make some of this stuff a little bit difficult. Keep the numbers kind of similar. Try to throw y'all off. Yeah. But sometimes I'm gonna get tricky with it. All right. And I wonder we might try to do some of this on Saturday too. I'm not quite sure. I don't know if we even have time. There's so much stuff. I'm gonna be trying to watch some college game day myself. All right. So question number 3. Which Tennessee head coach was in charge when the Vols upset number 10 Georgia in 1988? Was it number 1, Philip Fulmer, number 2, Lane Kiffin, number 3, Johnny Majors, or number 4, Doug Dickey? We'll see how well y'all know this Tennessee history, man.
That one was a little too easy.
Yeah. I had to sneak a few in there,
I like it.
gonna let this one be. Let the chat do it.
Okay. Yeah, because Pat, you might end up winning this thing.
Should have two. I got at least one family member, maybe another in here. I don't know if my little brother's in here yet. So.
Okay. Shouts out to y'all, man. Shouts out to the
My
whole
cousin Casey.
yeah, man. Shouts out to Casey. All right, so
My little
yes,
brother
Johnny
comes in.
Majors.
His name Alex.
Who? Alex?
Yeah, his name Alex if he comes in. So
Okay, all right. So
Nice.
answer right here was, of course, Johnny Majors. Most people got it. We had one person to pick Doug Dickey, but hey, man, shouts out to you for not cheating. You know that lets me know that at least you're not cheating. All right, so we got Dos Mas. We're gonna see who's on top. I haven't really been tracking as much who is on top. Of course, this is gonna calculate it for us, but I haven't been able to, I haven't really been able to tell. So, question number 4. Which Tennessee running back rushed for 190 yards against Georgia in the 1992 game? Was it number 1, Travis Henry, number 2, James Stewart, number 3, Jamal Lewis, or number 4, Chuck Webb? Let's see if y'all know this one.
I grew up a ball fan in East Tennessee, so I'm gonna let this one. I know what it is.
Yeah.
He had a nickname.
Okay. Yeah, so that's we'll see if that can trick maybe some of the younger Vol fans, some of the ones that might have been born in 1992, or maybe even after. Y'all didn't get to see that decade of dominance. All right, so things are populating. Looks like we got some pretty decent answers in here. I'm actually kind of shocked that more people. It doesn't look like more people got this one, y'all. All right, so we got 29% actually got it right. It is James Littleman Stewart. Travis Henry. All right, actually, I'm sorry, Chuck Webb. He got the most votes, and he was a problem. He was a beast, but he was a little bit earlier than that.
Yeah, I thought.
Yes.
After you said that, I was like, yeah, he was like 89, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He was the one before Little Man, James Little Man Stewart,
right before him.
And then we got Jay Brown.
Yeah. Shoot. Hey, look, we went on a crazy run. You know what I mean? Like we had a bunch of really good backs. And that was back. If y'all go back and watch those games. All right, hold on. Let me get to this last question, y'all. All right. So who is Tennessee's all-time leading passer in games against Georgia? Is it number 1, Tyler Bray, number 2, Peyton Manning, number 3, Josh Dobbs, or number 4, Casey Clausen?
This is great.
But man, look, we went on such a crazy run, but if you go back and watch those games from the 90s, the way that they played was so different. Like it was really 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Now the field is spread out. I mean, it's just totally different. It's almost not even the same sport. You had to be real tough, real rugged back in them days. There was no NIL, none of that. That's when Tennessee was as good as they've been really up until now. I think that Coach Heupel's got us back on the right track.
100%.
All right. So things are starting to populate. I don't know if anybody got this one right. Just on a quick glance. Yep. Nope. Nobody got it. It was
T. Bray.
T. Bray. Bray to Patterson, Bray to Hunter. He was killing it, man. If he hadn't been throwing beer bottles off the jet ski, he'd have been doing things still, man.
That's real. I love Tyler Bray. I tell people all the time, like Tyler Bray is like one of my favorites. He just was a product of a terrible coach.
Yep.
Yes, he was.
He definitely was. And then but Bray played with Lane Kiffin too, didn't he?
I think it was his freshman year, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So he came in with Lane.
Because Crompton started that year.
Because so I don't think Lane Kiffin was a terrible coach personally. I think that he had that offense humming.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just saying the downfall.
Of course. Yeah, he left us, and that messed us up. That's really where everything came from. That's where everything started to, pretty much spiral down.
Yep.
So, is what it is. But let's go ahead and get into the rest of the show. All right. And I want to get into the chat. So I'm going to chime into the chat here real quick, y'all, and see what everyone's talking about. Obviously, whole lot of votes and things like that. But this is the time. If y'all have any thoughts, any questions that y'all want to add to the conversation, y'all come on, just come on with it. And we're going to try to get to everybody. So let me see what we got right here. Hey, man, thank you. Thank you for that, Casey. Appreciate it. Devin, Bray balled out while Lane was, sure did. And Matt, what's going on, bro? Happy to see you in here. All right, so I'll tell you what I would like to start at is with the run defense, with the run offense for both teams. So that's where we're going to jump it off at. And I've talked enough about this all week. I want to get y'all's thoughts on it. So, Pat, I'm going to actually let you start this one off. And then for the next one, I'm going to let Ruck start it off.
So we
What's
start
up, Pat?
offense
Yeah.
or defense? Offense.
Yeah, so this is everything. So this is Tennessee's running offense, running defense, Georgia's running offense, Georgia's running defense. Is it anything that maybe worries you about this matchup on either side? What's giving you confidence? Talk about some of the dudes.
You got you. So, like with Georgia's running defense, I'm gonna start off with the running defense because I mean that's like one of the things that they're known for. Georgia's known for stopping the run. Georgia, like they've got a lot of dudes on that team. Those guys, they're very talented. Like the blue chip ratio in that university is insane. It's crazy high. They got Kirby Smart, linebacker at Georgia when he played. He's probably got some animosity toward Tennessee because we whooped up on him. And, I don't blame him, but it is what it is. And, so stopping it, if Georgia's defense is going to have a chance to stop our run, they're going to have to be able to adapt to the way that we pull constantly. We've got a lot of movement on the front end. Like our linemen move a lot of pull technique, and they're going to have to be able to deal with that. Now they do somewhat similar of a thing. It's nowhere near to the level that as far as what I've been able to look at and see, it's nowhere near to that level. And we got Star Thomas, Deshaun Bishop, and then Peyton Lewis. And then, I'm hoping that Peyton Lewis can start having a little bit of breakout game. I wonder about his vision a little bit, just off of even just that opening kickoff of last week. When he would have cut inside, he would have got at least 10, 15 more yards on that first kickoff against ETSU. But he went out, got tackled. It is what it is. But as far as Georgia's running offense, Frazier, he's going to do his thing. Mm-hmm. And I forgot, I'm trying to remember the other guy, 33, I believe his number is. I was watching it just a minute ago, but go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, yeah. I mean, Georgia, they got a stable of backs too. It's no question about that. Yeah.
Yes, and they're going to do their thing, but as long as we're able, I think our defensive line depth, I don't see the fall off that a lot of things the national people are talking about, how we don't have Omar Norman Law, we don't have James Pierce, how that's going to cause an issue. Jackson Boyd got injured. I think he's going to be back for this. Even if it's not full burn, he's still going to be in there. I wish David Hobbs was healthy. I think that would be huge for us. We need somebody big in the middle of that line. And I think that, it just depends on what happens in the trenches. I think this game is won right there on the line of scrimmage. This game is won. Who's going to impose their will? Who's going to want it more? And I think having 100 and almost 2,000 at our back is going to help these boys, because these kids right here, they don't care about this rivalry. They care about winning. I mean, it matters to them, but a lot of these kids came from Georgia and they picked Tennessee, and they want to go home, or they want the people from their home state to know who they are.
Oh yeah, facts. So, Ruck, what's your thoughts with this matchup, man? Just looking at Tennessee's front, the offensive line versus the defensive line, so on and so forth. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, man, I think this game's going to be won and lost right there up front. It's a super intriguing matchup to me, because what Georgia's bread and butter, what they hope to be, is exactly what we hope to be ours. A lot of people look at our offense and they say, oh, wide splits, deep shots. But what people don't know, if you don't watch Tennessee, is those are only set up by what we can do in the run game. And so if that inside zone isn't hitting, if that counter isn't hitting, then we do become stagnant. But again, last year we were the fourth team to rush over 140 yards against Georgia last year. Georgia Tech was number one with 246.
Killed them.
I think Auburn was second, Bama was third, and then we were fourth at 146. And so, you got national media guys saying Tennessee didn't run the ball well on Georgia last year. And I'm like, y'all do not do your homework. I promise you don't. And so the thing about it is last year we were able to run the ball very well in the first half, but then we became non-existent in the pass game. And I just can't. That is the one thing that can't happen, because I feel like with this Georgia front this year, yes, they have dudes, but they don't have any names. There's no Jordan Davis walking through the door.
Mhm.
There's no there's no Jalen Carter walking through the door, right? Like they've got some dudes, but there's no names that we're used to. And so that could either be good or bad. But to me, when I'm seeing you getting gashed by Marshall, I'm seeing you getting gashed by Austin P for 15, 16. Like, I'm like, man, these dudes ain't even close to D-Bish. These guys don't even look like star. And so I feel like Tennessee, again, we know this. First 15 plays, Heupel's going to have in the bag. And that's what we did last year. Them first 15, man, they couldn't stop it.
It was beautiful.
And we were able to do what we wanted. And so now I think the same thing's going to happen. But when the game becomes a game, can we out-scheme them the rest of the time? And I think with the help of Nealon, with the help of 101-915, like that is going to be, I think, the thing that shifts this thing, because call a spade, Gunnar Stockton ain't never seen what he's about to see with this type of crowd.
Yeah. And you know what, man, I think that both of y'all, always have excellent points, but the whole Nealon thing, that's something I haven't really talked too much about over the course of this week, but that's huge. That's huge in this matchup, and people keep on downplaying it like, oh, well, Nealon's one of the toughest places to play. Dog, no, Nealon is the toughest place to play. You go inside of the stadium whenever it's rocking, and I think it was Aaron Murray I was listening to yesterday. He was like, man, when they're good, it's nothing like it. Tennessee's good right now. Tennessee wants to beat Georgia. It's a huge deal, but we need the fans to show up like we already know that they will. But if they do, and when they do, all the pressure that comes behind it on the field with the talent that we have with Coach Tim Banks, hopefully dialing stuff up more, bro, I'm telling y'all, it's going to be a problem. I think that Gunnar Stockton is in for a long day. So let's come on back, man, and let's talk about the passing game, right? Let's talk about Tennessee's passing offense, passing defense, same thing for Georgia. One of my things, and I'll just say this briefly, one of my things is with Tennessee's new scheme, with our new wrinkles, all that talk about Coach Kirby Smart knows how to stop Heupel's offense. Everything that we've done and that we've changed is built off of that. We have all the answers now. The play calling's got to be right. The execution's got to be right. But we have it now. We didn't have it prior to that, okay? We were going down to Athens with our hands cuffed, and we almost beat them in a must-win game inside of their own house, night game, so on and so forth. I feel very confident, okay? I feel uberly confident. But, Pat, well, you know what? Actually, Ruck, I said that I was going to let you start this one off. So I would love to hear your thoughts on it.
I'm right there with you, Bull. I mean, I think everything that you've seen develop in 2025 was specifically for this type of defense. That 3-3-5 meant they're going to do a ton of shading. They're going to do a ton of quarters coverage, which for people in the chat, if you don't understand what that is, it's your safeties are going to be eyeing the box a little bit, but they still have a deep third, but they still kind of line up inside. Let's go back to Syracuse. We ran a 12 personnel, tight ends, 2 tight ends in the backfield, and Braylon Staley burnt the corner in quarters. Okay, so if Georgia wants to do that, let's see what happens. But I'm leaning more to the side where I feel like Josh Heupel understands the task at hand. These guys are the most physical guys that we're going to play, and they're the most athletic guys in the defensive back room, at least for Georgia, that we're going to see. But what you guys need to know, and be looking out for this on Saturday, because I told some guys on my team, on my channel about this, because I think this is important. What defeats man coverage? Bunch sets. Mm-hmm. And what Heupel showed, but didn't we have we haven't ran a lot out of it, but we've showed that we gonna run bunch sets and we're gonna motion out of those bunch sets. It looked like a jet sweep. It might be just a receiver flashing back. Like, what is Heupel and Halsley thinking out of these different bunch sets? Mm-hmm. Even think about when we go 11 and now they're bringing the boundary receiver inside the numbers. Right? Like that even changes the spacing on the field, because now you got an easier out. You got an easier dig. You got an easier everything on that boundary side now. And so I just think this game, passing wise for Tennessee, has to look a lot like what Lane did to Ole Miss last year. What Lane did to Georgia last year down at Ole Miss. Tons of crossers, tons of digs, and make them play you man to man. Because if they can, then we're in trouble. But I just have a hard time believing that they're going to be able to stay with these guys, because I'm telling you, I think this receiver group is the most physical and the most athletic and the most talented receiver group we've had under Heupel. I know you might call me crazy. You might say, no, Jalen Hyatt and Cedric Tillman. These guys collectively are more talented, I promise you. And I'm telling you, they're young, hungry. They know what they're saying out there. They know what people are saying. Mm-hmm. And I believe Saturday that these guys, this receiver room shocks the world. And it's kind of weird that I feel this way, Bull. Mm-hmm. I have zero worries about number 6, bro. Zero worries about Joey Aguilar. Yeah. He's shown me the poise. He's shown me the pocket presence. He's shown me that the brother has awareness. When a guy's coming, oh my gosh, you can step up in the pocket. Like, I have zero worries with him, man. And so I feel like as long as the line continues to do what they do, we've been great in pass pro all year. I think Joey's going to get sacked, right? Like, he going to get touched, but let it be 1. Don't let it be 5 like it was last year.
Okay. Like that. So, Pat, what's your thoughts, bro?
So I'm going to kind of point more toward the Georgia defensive backfield. Like, yeah, they still got KJ Bolden. They got Dalen Everett. But who's the other ones? You got a freshman, a redshirt freshman, and another freshman, DeMelo Jones. Like, and that's the one they've been kind of hyping up. But that's the one that Austin Peay's throwing at. And they're throwing at him hard, and he's giving up. He's giving up ball. And I think our wide receivers, like, especially like, because and this is a known thing, like, and it's happened almost every time. Our wide receivers in year 2 with Josh Heupel have really, like, took that next step. Like, Dante Thornton did pretty good last year, I think, with a little bit better, like, accuracy from the quarterback last year. We could have done better, and his numbers would have been better. But, like, year 2 is when the system really starts to make sense to them. It takes a little bit of time for them to kind of develop into this, like, the way that the choice routes and everything else. But I'm looking at, like, as long as we can keep them, like, the 2 main ones, like Everett and Bolden at bay, and we can target more on Jones, Robinson, Peel, the freshman, 2 true freshmen, 1 redshirt freshman. I think that our wide receivers going to be. I see them getting some, getting a good lunch. I think they're going to eat. They're going to eat good, get some burn. Like, Braylon Staley, Mike Matthews, like, those guys, like, the way that their bodies, like, developed over the the course of their second year. Like, like Braylon Staley, I think he's going to get past some people. I think Chris Brazel, like, especially, like, I loved how they went back to it. Like, even though Brazel didn't get that touchdown where he came short against ETSU, they come back out there. Merklinger, they're throwing the back shoulder and letting get it. Like, that gives them that time to do that. And with his size, I think that's going to be a great weapon, especially in the red zone. I think Aguilar is going to be the guy that would, gladly put that ball up for Brazel. And just like Ruck said, like that 3-3-5, like, I don't see it holding us down anymore. Like, the quality and the depth of wide receiver that we have now versus what they have on the opposite side. I don't see them being able to completely contain us the way they have. Like, Jalen Hyatt in 22 got one long stretch play. That was it. And it was in the fourth quarter with like 2 minutes left, right when we scored, made it 13 to whatever. So I think if we hit them hard, come out early, like, hit them in the mouth, hit them hard, and then let Joey, put the ball down the field, I think we're going to do all right. Like, this is our year.
Yeah, so very, very well said. So what we're going to do now is going ahead and get into the chat. I just gave y'all some time to, get y'all's thoughts up. But I will say this, though. I don't know if y'all knew this or not, but y'all could have talked about, Tennessee's defense, too. That's kind of what I was hoping that y'all would talk about that. But we'll talk about that probably, I'm sure, with these chats. So the first one is asking about Jamar McCoy. Have we heard anything? I'm going to tell you, just like me personally, I don't think that he's going to be back. I don't think him or Ricky Gibson will be back for this year. That's just, that's just how I feel. Have y'all heard anything on this?
Yes and no. I don't think I do believe I'm right there with you. Let's just put it that way. I'm right there with you. I think it's the best for both of them.
Okay. Feel you on that. All right. So let's try to get to some more of these questions. So this one right here from Tifo Balls saying, how do y'all feel about the new addition in the screen game and how that will match up against Georgia's defense? So what's y'all's thoughts on this?
I like it. I mean, I like what we're trying to do. We've been trying to get Ethan Davis to football on those tight end screens for the last 2 weeks, and it just hasn't worked out. And so you can tell he's thirsting for a grab and to make something happen. But I think that the screen game is situational, right? You call a perfect screen against Syracuse on 3rd and long that gets you 26 right there when they sent the house. Georgia's going to do this on 3rd down, boys. So we gotta be, this is just about coaching. Can you out coach them? And so this, what people don't realize is the screen game is just an extension of the run game because you're typically throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage. So you're trusting that receiver can make something happen because there's things going on in the box that you're just not liking right now. And so you saw a ton of screens last week because it's ETSU. Like, we can do what we want. I think this week it's going to look a little different, but yeah.
All right, Pat, do you have any thoughts on that?
So, like, with the screen, like, it's with us, like, because Georgia runs the screen a lot too now. Like, they're running more of the quarterback. They're throwing the screen more. So they're going to be practicing this a lot more and like on an everyday basis against their own offense. So I think, like, as long as, like, we can make that work, but we got to make sure that it's set up properly before we even do that. Like, I don't want, Mike Matthews getting smoked in the backfield by a safety coming down hot. I don't want to see nothing like that. Like, I want to see something more along the lines of how we set up Deshaun Bishop, where all the linemen are pulling out and they're creating a wall, and Bishop skirts on the inside of them and picks up 27 yards or how much ever it was. Like, I would love to see more of that, like running back out of the backfield. Like, even if we like fake a screen, draw the safeties down and have somebody streaking behind them, like anything like that. Like, let's add some more wrinkles. And I think that's like what Josh Heupel, Halsley, Luttrell, everybody's been doing this year. Like, we've been adding different elements to this offense that they haven't seen in the past 2 years because we haven't had necessarily the person in operation of that offense at that level that they needed to be.
Yeah, so let me go back to this, y'all, real quick, because I forgot to let y'all know who the winners were for this trivia. So B-Riz, you were first place. It looks like so Ruck, so you were second place. And Casey, you was in third place, right? So y'all can see everything else, y'all. So sorry about that because I did kind of skip out of it early, but let's get on back to the topic at hand. And let me say this, man. I think that just kind of going back off of what y'all are saying, right? With the screen game, what I love with Tennessee and our screen game, it's almost always off of a run pass option. So it's like if y'all, stack this box up where it's light on the outside, we got dudes that we could throw it to out there, especially some of those like wide receiver quick screens. Now the screens to the running backs, different story, but I'm very happy that we added that to both of y'all's points. It was long overdue. It's needed. So let me get to some more of these. All right. Let me see. I always lose my spot in these things, y'all, but let me keep on scrolling so I can get back to it. The key to this. Okay, so I think that this might be the next one. Okay, so this one right here is saying tight ends. What are y'all's thoughts? We touched on that briefly about Tennessee being able to stop Georgia's tight ends. Do y'all have any thoughts on this topic? Or maybe they're talking about Tennessee's tight ends. Either way. But what are y'all's thoughts?
Yeah, both, man. That's what Georgia has killed us with the last 2 years specifically. 2022, it was a ton of Ladd McConkey. The last 2 years, it was Bowers, and then last year, Delp and Lawson Lucky. And so Lawson Lucky and Delp are back. When one thing we know is they can't block. But Lord have mercy, there are demons in the pass game. And so we have to, the Arion Carter, Jeremiah Thielander, this your money game, homies. Like, this is your money game. This is your game. Offensively for us, I'm not shocked that we haven't seen a lot of things to the tight ends because it's what we do, right? You can't reveal your hand too soon because Miles Kisselman should have more targets. Ethan Davis should have more targets. And so that's one thing I'm not too worried about. I think that we'll see a lot more touches from them this week.
Okay, cool. Pat, what you think?
That was a beautifully said, Ruck. Like, that Delp, like I think like he's going to be a little bit more like everybody knows. Like he's more of the name. I see him. I see it. AC being more like tied to his hip if he has to be. If he's not like, and then maybe even T-Lander's fine. But I'd like to see, even if we need to, like, why not bring out, one of the Jadens? Let's bring out some athletic ability onto that field if we have to. Ed Spillman, he can handle that, but like I see him more as a run fit guy as far as what I've saw for this year. But let's make sure we contain those guys, especially if they're coming out in 12 and have both of them on the field, because they're going to do the same thing that we do when we have 12. We got Jack and Hits, or we got Brame and whoever, whatever the combination is. Like that's no problem to put one of them on a seam route, after they're doing their block and then hit a seam. I would like to see more of that in our offense, but I think like people are starting to get more used to us doing that because we've done that a lot. And I don't know if Height is just like kind of kept that in his back pocket for this year, like the different wrinkles that he's added as far as those go. But I know we got to shut those jokers down. No, like there's no question about that, because they will eat us up, especially with the ability of Stockton to be able to come out of the backfield and run the football. We have to keep him contained and keep the tight ends covered, period. Like, I think that's more of a threat to us than Zachariah Branch or Noah Thomas or any of those guys. I think that's going to be what would be our bigger issue than those two.
Yeah. So, you brought up a couple of interesting things talking about 12 personnel. Whenever Georgia goes to it, like last year, we did a lot of 3-4. Think about the 3-4 linebackers this year. So one of the linebackers is going to be whoever's playing at Leo. But if it's Jordan Ross, I think that Jordan Ross, and actually really even Joshua Josephs, he's looked a lot better in coverage this year. It's definitely not great, but for like a edge rusher, it's pretty good. Yeah. But then you got Arion Carter. You could go maybe Jeremiah T-Lander and Edwin Spillman, or you could put either other Jadens out there. I think that Harmon, he's looked really good. I think that they both looked good, but Harmon has just played more in like real situations. But yeah, I just think that we could really shut down what they like to do, running the football and also being able to cover up those tight ends. Now, on the flip side, will Georgia get out of their like nickel and move more to their base, which is a 3-4? I love us in coverage. I love us running routes versus any of their linebackers. They don't have not a single solitary one that can guard our guys. They can't guard our backs or our tight ends. I think that if we could get them to move more to their base defense, that's another secret. And that's a down the field, high step in your face secret. You know what I mean? So we'll see if Coach Heupel wants to go to that. But let's get to this next one. So this one is saying from Charles, it's saying that the key to this game will be Tennessee using that play action, and it's time for Jordan Ross to eat 100%. I think that those are facts. This one right here is from JC. He's saying, "What's up to everybody? What's going on, bro?" All right, so Kirby Dunn will know what offense we have soon come 3:30. Yep. Georgia was stopped on the line by Austin P. That's a fact, and that we're better than Austin P. Hats off to Austin P. Yep, for sure. I think they played a great game. This one is saying that the wide receiver room has a chip on its shoulder, and that you could tell when Mike Matthews spiked it after the touchdown. Yeah, you could definitely tell. And it's going to be amped up even more versus Georgia. I promise you. He's going to have that whole room ready to rock and roll. They're going to play like dogs. And y'all ain't Georgia fans, or y'all ain't Falcons fans. But let me tell y'all, I used to watch, I've always watched them, but back when it was Roddy White, Julio Jones, and all those guys versus the Seahawks, Legion of Boom, they was going at them. They was playing physical with them. I think that our wide receivers are going to try to do that same thing with all the talk that's been going on about how, they're so physical. What are you guys going to do? I think that we're going to see some of that, and that's exactly what I want to see. Man, look, we're going to be the hammer. We ain't the nail. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Y'all starting to get me fired up. So I'm going to check on this, y'all, real quick, because I know that my dog Ruck's got escaped, but I wanted for him to be able to stay for the injuries, and it looks like we got him up, so we're about to pull that up right now, and we're going to talk about that. And Ruck, you're going to get the floor once we get over there. So just bear with me. Let me get this thing going. But I think that it's looking pretty good. I took a quick little glance at it, and I think it's looking pretty good for us. So
yes, sir.
Let me pull this up. Where we at right here? Boom. All right. There we go. So Ruck, and hopefully y'all can see this. I know that it's kind of small, but that's just how they did it. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger for you. Okay. Let's see. So how is that, y'all?
Great.
It's cool. All right. So Ruck, what are you seeing here?
I'm happy, man. It's time to go play ball, man. I think it's exactly what we thought. You know, Tyree Weathersby could have played some more on Saturday, but why? Again, like I said earlier, man, at the top of the show, Jackson Moy is the biggest question mark for me, because if Jax can go, man, because what happens right, and what we've been doing right now, if everybody hadn't been watching, is Don Bailey's been playing tackle. So it's like, if you can get Jax back and slide Dom back out, man, it just brings depth back at that end position and back in the middle, because now you got Bryson and Jax. Then you can still throw Nathan Robinson in there. If you need somebody else needs a blow, throw in Ethan Utley. And if Ethan goes out there and gets his block knocked off one time, slide Dom in, like whatever. But you know what I mean? I feel really good about this. I think we know David Sanders Jr. is more than likely going to suit up and have the opportunity to play. Hunter Barnes is, probably like RB5 for us, 5 or 6. And so you're not too worried about that. But obviously, we like you said, Bull, Ricky and Dramad, we know what's going on there. And we just need David to, we need you fast, but get healthy, man. Like, I'm cool if it's not till after the bye week.
Yep. Excellent. So, Pat, what are you thinking then? Well, actually, first, Ruck, do you got a skate, bro?
I do. All
right. So listen, y'all. Ruck has a channel called Straight Up Tennessee, and they will be starting their midweek chat at 8:30.
That's it.
Okay, so we might be done pretty close to 8:30. So y'all go on over there, check him out. Make sure to sub to his channel. Obviously, he brings great information. Ruck, thank you as always, bro. And we'll probably be talking to you for sure by Saturday.
Oh yeah. Go Big Orange, baby.
All right, bro. Peace. All right. So, Pat, what's your thoughts on the injuries for both of these teams, man? Let me get this thing back. Okay. So, what's your thoughts? Do you have anything to add to what Ruck had to say? Pat? Hey, so Pat, you might be muted. Hold on.
I got you. I fixed it. I got you. I'm looking up here at Georgia, and I'm looking at Juan Gaston out, and that's like a thing for them, and that's a freshman. Like that was a recruit that we were going after. So Georgia's at the point, to me, what that says is they're playing true freshman offensive linemen. So that depth, where's that depth really at on their O line? If that we're listing, this is the thing, Juan Gaston's out and he was starting.
Yeah.
So where's their depth at? That's to me, that just shows kind of the decline in what they used to have. They used to have 5-star after 5-star the same way Nick Saban had in Alabama, just stacking them up. And now you've got a true freshman starting, on offensive line. So to me, that's something that shows a side of that side of the line is going to have a little bit of a weakness, because the true freshman was already starting over top of whoever else was there. And I'm not sure. I'm not a big Georgia fan at all. Actually, I'm zero Georgia fan, so I don't pay attention to Georgia. But I'm looking at a freshman right here who I used to I was hoping he would come to Tennessee during the recruiting season, and now he's out, or it's questionable anyways against Tennessee.
Yeah.
That means he's injured at least at some point, and he was starting. So to me, that's a good sign as itself. And as long as we get Jackson Moy back in there, whether it be with his thing on his elbow or whatever, I think he can still wreak havoc. And we get Don Bailey slid back out on strong side, and even if we bring in Nathan, or even I wouldn't even be against as long as they're there, Ethan, Isaiah, any of those coming in and to seal up the middle. We just need them big bodies right there, because Georgia, they've got dudes, and that's the difference this year though, is so do we. Yep. We've got dudes at all depth. We've got 2 backup corners right now. One of them a true freshman dog, Like, that is a dog. Tyler Redmond is that dude. I hope that he keeps getting this burn and he gets freshman All-American. Like that, I'd love to see Tyler Redmond as a freshman All-American. Like that would be huge for this team. That would be huge for recruiting and everything across the board. But no, I'm happy with this injury report. Like, I'm not like necessarily happy, but I mean, like, it's not as bad as it's been. I feel like, and I think we're going to be all right. David Sanders is going to get some burn.
Yeah, so I'm looking at it, and to me, it's pretty much what we looked at earlier today, right? I mean, we don't see any people in any worse spots. So Tyree Weathersby, they have him as questionable. You know, will he get upgraded maybe tomorrow or maybe by kickoff? It probably won't be till kickoff. I know that I have some type of rules where questionable, I think you have to get upgraded to probable, maybe by like a certain period of time. So you're seeing that Ernest Green, who's their starting right tackle, he's at probable, so he's obviously probably going to play. That is a huge deal because understand something, y'all. His backup, both of his backups that I saw, they are just like the drop off it's falling off of a cliff. It's falling off of a tall skyscraper. It's a totally different ball game. That would be like, I would feel so confident that everything that I own, I would say I'm going to put it on this game for Tennessee to win. I don't even bet on my team, but it's that level. Okay, so if he's banged up, he might have to miss a couple of plays here and there. That's going to dictate what Georgia does. Trust me. They're not going down the field without a whole lot of help on that right side if he's not playing. And then, like you said, Pat, with Juan Gaston out, it's a drop-off there too with his backups, who's probably 4 stars, 5 stars, older guys. Goes to show that Georgia is not the best coaches. They go out and get good talent. Sometimes it pans out. Most of the time, it really doesn't. They're just filled up with talent. So to have a true freshman come in and take over like that, and for them to even have a drop-off once he leaves, I think that also kind of speaks volumes. But, Pat, I'm on the same page with you. I think that if it's Nathan Robinson, who I think has played very, very well, he's looked really good. He looked maybe even better than I thought he would. Obviously, Bryson Easton, he's a dog. I would love to get Jackson Moore back. I'm not sure yet because he's still questionable, but hopefully he can upgrade it and we can get him back. That would be huge. Ethan Utley, I like what I've seen from him. I just like with those younger guys. I'm curious where they at now. Obviously, their growth from game 1 to game 2, now to game 3 should be pretty big, but they got to grow up quick. And Nealon's going to help them out. So we can also blitz up the middle. So there's just different ways to get this thing done. But overall, it's about what I'd expected it to look like. It's really nothing that's like super great. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing that's like mind blowing. I was hoping that on the first day we could get a couple of those guys off, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. So let me get to some more of these chats, and then we're gonna go on ahead and wrap this thing up. So where are we at right now, Pat? Okay, so this one just saying that they love to watch Joseph play. Let me try to get to some of these questions. So this one right here saying that that we need to clean up penalties. Yeah, I don't think we've been too bad with penalties, honestly speaking. Like last year, we were pretty bad. I haven't actually looked at the penalty numbers. How many holds have we had? I don't know if we've had any, maybe one holding call, but not even on the offensive line, Pat.
No, I don't remember one being on the O-line. I've been trying to sit here and think about that after I saw that comment a little bit earlier, and I don't remember one being on the O-line. The only one I remember, I think it was on Ethan Davis. Actually, no, that was a low block call. I don't remember one. I really don't. So I don't believe we've had an offensive holding that I can remember anyways.
Yeah, I don't feel like we're that bad with penalties. And part of that, I believe, is because we can run the tighter splits. I think it's easier to know what's going on. We're not doing like the hurry up it's not a rushed hurry up. It's like hey, we want to press the gas so we can press the gas. It's little things like that. But yeah, I feel really good. And obviously the penalties can come on defense too. I don't remember any terrible ones. I mean, you're going to get some sometimes. But for me, in this game, Georgia should have more penalties than Tennessee, just based off of the crowd factor. I mean, false starts, I think Nealon's good for probably, Pat, I don't know, what, about 20 yards worth of penalties?
At least on false starts with the excuse me, with the noise that we're going to have in that place tomorrow, with the hype. Like there's several like big analysts that, on On3 and other things that are picking Tennessee. And so the hype is already going to be there. That feeling, that elation, that rush, that adrenaline is going to be there. So like Nealon's going to be, like Ruck said, that 101, 915. I said 102 almost. So like that right there that's going to play into at least 20 yards worth of false starts or, offsides, in neutral zone infractions, whatever they want to call it. And I've seen a few of like the penalties called against Tennessee already this year that could have not been called, and some that didn't get called. But you're going to have that in every game. Like there's going to be stuff that's like blatant obvious, especially in like these little tune-up games that could have been called, shouldn't have been called, whatever. But I think this game right here, like I think this is going to be one of them games like where they're truly wanting to see like it's man on man, like where's the grit, where's the determination, like who's got it, who wants to win this game, and I think Needham's going to play a huge effect.
Yeah, man, it's about winning individual matchups. It's something that Coach Heupel said earlier today, I think on the SEC telecalls or whatever the hell it's called. But it's not just about the wide receivers. It's not just about, it's about everybody. You got to win your one-on-one matchups because you're going to get those chances. If we can win more of those than we lose, then we will win this football game. And also, we got to take care of the football. All right, so this one here is saying to watch the Marshall game highlights. They're talking about Kobe is used by Georgia a lot. Okay. All right, so let's go on to this one. Can't give them good field position. Watch special teams. Hey, that's an excellent point. We talked about that earlier today, Pat. How are you feeling about the special teams aspect of it? If you're Coach Heupel, would you kick the ball to Zachariah Branch, or would you say, man, like we'll take if we give up 15 yards on this, we'll give it up, but we're not going to give up 6 even taking that chance?
I'd say boot it through the end zone every time. And like one thing I'm going to say, just because I watched it over and over, Caleb Beasley blocked the punter, blocked the guy right coming up. Like Boo Carter's in the end zone if you block that punter, like last week. But I think all of those things have been pointed out. If I see them with my level of knowledge of football, I know they saw it too. That's been addressed. Like Boo Carter's going to be special. Like I hope they kick him the ball every single time. I hope that he's got just a little bit of glimmer of a lane of any sort, like we can get just a little bit of that, like that right there. That's going to electrify that stadium. Seeing Boo Carter run a ball back for 30, 40 yards, whatever, that's going to get that place hopping regardless, even if it's in like a low moment or something bad. I think that's going to get that energy back in there. Like we need that. We need every advantage that we can get. Like, I mean, this is Georgia. At the end of the day, we're playing Georgia. And we're playing them week 3. We're playing them week 3 when we have a quarterback who got here in spring. But I feel like we are actually on the lucky end of this. Like we got a mature quarterback who come in here as a humble man, wanting to give his, like, this is his shot, this is his moment. And he's dove into the study of it, and he's really bought into what he needs to do. And I think it's starting to show. Like, there's always going to be decisions that are made in the split second that, they could be analyzed from 50 different directions. But like I think this is our year. We've been waiting for this moment, and I'm ready to see it, man. Like that's where I'm at with it. I'm excited.
Yeah.
My
It's
heart
dope.
is pumping over this. I hate Georgia.
Yeah. Hey, man, look.
FUGA.
I do too. I can't stand them. So let me get to this super chat. And so Chatsworth, number one, thank you so much. And sorry to keep you waiting, man. I had to do a much better job of looking out for those super chats. But Chatsworth is saying, great show, great channel. Go Vols, beat Georgia. Absolutely love it. And I will play the clip for you. Thank you again, Chatsworth. All right, so we're going to try to get to some more of these, and we're going to try to get through them pretty quickly so that we can get to hopefully everybody. All right, so let's see. What's the next one? So this one is from JC saying that they've changed the look of their typical plays, 2 tight ends coming in and running counters and screens out of it. Yeah, so if you're talking about Tennessee, for sure, we've switched up a lot of things. That's why, Pat, I think that you said this. Actually, I think you and Ruck both said this. These national analysts, they have not done their homework on this team because there's something that you need to know. I promise you, Georgia knows it. So they'll have some type of, some answers for it. But the difference now is that we can do both. We can spread the field out wide, go fast. We can go fast with the tight splits and different formations. Like we can do everything. We have real answers. We have like a full offense now. And I think that is very positive, Pat. So let me I'm going to try to get through these. So Casey Cox, what's going on, bro? Asking, who do we think will have the most rushing yards? And he thinks stars. So, Pat, what you think about it?
I'm not going to go against him on this. Like it's between him and D-Bish. Like I can't really like he's like he's got something going like, and I think it's experience. Like he's got a lot of experience playing college football. And Deshaun, like in high school, that young man in Carnes was running the football 50 plus times a game. Like he was the workhorse. And then he had to deal with his injuries when he was young, but I think he's gotten healthy. You could see like that he's like physically matured, and he's just got like a whole lot. Like he bet on himself. Like he could have went to whatever school, but he came to Tennessee as a preferred walk on, and just kept fighting and fighting. And now look at him, like he's he doesn't have like that burner speed like Jalen Wright had, or Peyton Lewis. Even Peyton Lewis has got that track speed, but like his lateral speed, his awareness, his vision through the hole, the patience there. Like I don't know. Like I just see it as a toss up between the two of them, and it just really depends on like development during the drives that they get assigned to. Like who's one, who's two, who's 1A, 1B. But at the same time, like those guys, like those two right there are going to be special. And I think like Peyton Lewis, if he gets himself like a little bit of patience, and just starts being able to see the hole and see the opening a little bit better, his potential is untapped like completely right now. And I think he'll develop more during the year. He's got two great mentors to be able to talk to him and teach him and show him. And then we've got a three-headed monster. So and he's got the power. So I don't know, man. I'm with it. Like it's Star or Deshaun, one of the two.
Yeah. So, and I mean, look, I can't really argue against any of them, and that's how good I think all of them are. Peyton Lewis, he had a great game versus Georgia last year, but I think that Star Thomas is on a little bit of a different level. Like the more that I've been going through chopping up him, I'm like, damn, like all of the big running plays is like pretty much all Star Thomas. You know what I'm saying? So, and he runs with excellent patience. So, but I mean, Bishop gets off, and Peyton Lewis hasn't quite done that yet this year, but we know that he's capable of it. So I think that that's a really good question. Now let's get to some more. We're going to try to get through them pretty quick. So I keep on losing my spot. I keep on losing my daggum spot. Okay. So this right here, just talking about the different sets and all that. Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was saying it was Casey. You're good.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So, yep. Yeah, and those are all facts. So B-Riz is saying 28-17 Vols win. Okay. Okay. So after the defensive line sort of worries me, but every other position I feel pretty confident in. Nico was scared. Joyce to be feared. Okay. Now I have to disagree with you on Nico being scared. I don't think that Nico was ever scared. I understand that you're trying to get us hyped up, but and I was actually telling Pat this. Yeah, I told him this like a couple of weeks ago that P sent me a video of Nico running the football versus Georgia, and he knocked out number 2 there at their linebacker, Munden. He ran straight through him, and he got up woozy. But this is a big boy game, and I think that Joey Aguilar is going to be able to step up in it. But understand it's going to be very, very physical. You know what I'm saying? And if he's running, I think that Joey needs to try to get down. Not because I'm scared of him, anything, but he just needs to be smart. Like it's a long season. So hopefully that's the case. But I think that we about the ball. I think that we probably about to shock the world. All right. So this right here is saying that I think Kitzelman is going to be a big piece in this game. In my opinion, I think so too. The tight end should be big. And Pat, I'm gonna let you answer some of these. I'm just trying to get down on this list because man, we're playing catch up. All right. So this right here. It's hard for me to read this because it's so small, but saying that hope that the refs calls are accurate that have been off this year on some games. Yeah, the referees will always play a role in these games. The SEC cheats. The good thing is getting these teams earlier in the season when both teams, neither team has lost. They might try to let us really play some football without cheating us out the game because they cheated us out the game some in Athens. They do it all the time down in Tuscaloosa. Pat, you already know, man. Like, these guys are cheaters.
That's how it works, man. There's narrative to be created. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel about it because this is a money sport. Like there's a whole lot of money in this sport, so I feel like sometimes narratives are created and calls go certain ways. But I won't get into any kind of those theories like that. But I feel like on an equal playing field, calls called the same on both sides. I think this team has the the moxie. They have the talent. They have that belief in themselves. They know who they are. They've put in the work. Went through an off season where their QB1 just kind of left them, laying because of his own things, the stuff that was going on. They brought in another guy, and like I think this team really has like gelled and bonded, like for the most part. And even the ones that necessarily didn't, I think like it's starting to come together because everybody realizes there's a common goal. Like the better I do here, the more I'm going to do later, the more I'm going to be able to do later. And it's time to put that out. And this is the game to do that with. And I think these guys, they're up to the challenge. Like, I mean, like there's a large percent of our roster that's from Georgia. So, I mean, look at Mike Matthews, Parkview. Like just him right there, 5-star, Parkview, Georgia. He got he came out in the class. If he was not in Jeremiah Smith's class, like he's going to be right up there at the top. Like Jeremiah Smith is Jeremiah Smith. Like that guy's a crazy athlete, and he deserves it. Like, I mean, look at him. But Mike Matthews, just like he's like the Tristan Keys of 23. So
So I think he was in the 2025 class. Was he in 2025? Yeah. Or no, he was in 2024.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. All right, so this one right here saying expect a dogfight in this matchup. Yeah, it's going to be a physical game. All right, FUGA, love that, Scotty. Tennessee Volunteers will sting the Lightning, and Neyland Stadium in Vol Nation is going to bring the Thunder. Love that. Yeah, man. Hey, thank you so much for that, man. Always great to hear from y'all. So JC is saying that Georgia is used to Tennessee having a quarterback get the first read, and if it's not there, historically Tennessee quarterback will scramble or force a throw. Joey is making it to the second and third options, hence eye candy, tempo, wrinkles. Okay, so that's a good point. All right, so this one is from Ryan Flanagan. Saying that Tennessee can't beat Georgia like this with Aguilar at quarterback after going 2-0. I don't understand what you're saying. Tennessee can't beat UGA like this with Aguilar quarterback after going 2-0. What does that mean, Pat?
I don't know. Like my mind's kind of at a dead stop right now because I'm trying to do this algorithm in my head of where this comment came from. Honestly, like I don't know where this thought process, and I have this issue even at work. Like where did this thought process, and how did you come to this being the assimilation of all your thoughts combined into one congealed thing? Like how did we get here? But like this is, hey, like people have their comments, and I'm happy for you. Like I hate that you believe that way. I completely believe the other direction. I think Tennessee can.
Well, Pat, I'm trying to honestly figure out what is he saying. Is he saying that Tennessee's going to win because we're 2-0, or we can't win because we're 2-0?
No, we can't beat Georgia, but we're 2-0 because it's Aguilar, and it's a lowercase letter. I don't know. Like I'm just reading it for face value, and to me, like, hey, we respect your opinion, appreciate the comment, but like I'm on the other side of this. Like Tennessee can beat Georgia with Aguilar, and I see it happening.
I think so too, man. Yeah, so I think that Aguilar is probably perfect. I think that there's some things in this game where he's more that gunslinger. I think the Tennessee needed more of that because, especially with him playing loose. Now he's got to be careful, but if he can be loose enough to, more or less be himself while also minimizing mistakes, I'm asking a whole lot right there, maybe. But it's what he's done so far. But you got to give your playmakers a chance down the field because Georgia's going to play a bunch of off coverage. We got to be able to stretch the field vertically some. It might look like guys are covered up, but if you could put the ball in a spot where they can go and get it, it's on them to go and get it. So I think that could actually help us out because I feel like we do have the dogs outside that are going to go and get it. You know what I mean? So this one right here is from DJ Haney saying that has the injury report came out yet? Yep. So we just looked at that. And actually, I think that I can bring it back up real quick for you. So sorry, I'm probably getting to that really, really late, but I'm going to bring this back up really quick for you just to kind of skim through and see. You can obviously pause it. Okay. You can pause it and see how all that looks. And we are going to get right back to it. So let me pull this back up. All right. So we're going to get right back to it. All right. Just tuning in. Okay. So from Devin saying that he feels like this game is going to be it's going to be on the hands of the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator for us. Banks has played FUGA very conservative the last few years, and it hasn't worked. Also, the OC has played, it's called very conservatively. Yeah, I think that we got to heat them up. I think that in this game, the defense has to heat them up, Pat. Like, we need to bring blitzes. I'm just going to try to get through a few more, and then we're going to just go on ahead and wrap this thing up. Oh, wow, y'all. So, dang, you know what? I didn't realize that we got to 10K, Pat. Hey, listen, thank y'all. Number one, G-Force, thank you for the comment, and let me know. Had no idea. Can't see that during these streams, but hey, thank y'all so much. It's been a very, very long journey. We'll probably talk more about it in like a different video, but that's a huge moment for us, especially happening in this Georgia week. I know the P's happy. We put a ton of work into this, but just thank y'all so much, man. Thank y'all for always chiming in, for watching all the videos, for sharing it with your friends, all of that good stuff. That is huge news. So we're going to get to just a few more. All right, so this one's from Chatworth, saying that he echoes other comments. Okay, yeah, thank you for that, Chatsworth. You've been rocking with us for a long time, so thank you. And this one right here is saying that once our corners do get healthy, at least we'll have them for the later parts of the season. Yeah, so you might have missed this earlier. I don't think that if you're talking about those veterans, I don't think that they're coming back this year. Okay, I don't. I think we need to be looking more towards what we have right now. That's probably how it's going to look. We got to find some youth as well. I think that's who needs to step up. I'm just letting y'all know what I think personally. Okay. All right. So this one is saying that we had a hold call back on a touchdown near the boundary. Yep. So yeah, that was on Ethan Davis, right, Pat?
Yes,
I think that was
Ethan
for
Davis.
Syracuse, or was that? Yeah. So
Ethan
that was
Davis. It was ticky
was
tack
that versus Syracuse, or was that last weekend versus ETSU? Because that was on the opening drive.
That was last week, I believe.
Okay,
for me.
was last week.
I'm going back in my head because because then he had to throw it back. Like we scored, and then he threw the touchdown to Brazil. He was open. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that was that's just it was kind of ticky tack, but it is what it is. Like, they're going to do that. We're going to get them.
Yeah, now I thought that was a hold, and the only reason that I said that is that you have to be mindful of how the referees call football games. If you're on the outside, and if you're a big guy blocking a little guy, and you take them down to the ground, everything has to be perfect. You can't take them to the ground with your hands wrapped around them. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that you've got to get them inside, and that's something that Ethan Davis knows. But what I'm the most proud of, Pat, is that he is showing that physicality. He's showing that willingness. And almost like a hunger, right? Like, it's like he wants to go hurt some folks. So I love that.
Yes.
And I think that he's going to finish this season very, very strong.
He's just trying to get he played the pancakes. That's all he's trying to do. I guess he gets
Yep. And that's what this comment is saying right here too. That's a fact. So we're just gonna kind of breeze through these last ones here. Thank y'all so much for joining us. So this one is saying that the team has to keep the fans in the game. I think that's a fact. Vols by 50. Love it. Ball Fan 2024 is saying I feel like this game will be like 2015 Georgia. Is that the game that we won on the Hail Mary, or was that 2016?
16 was the Georgia game we won.
Okay. Yeah, I think that it's going to be I think that this might be a little bit wider than some of the experts think in Tennessee's favor. That's just me personally. All right, so this one
I think we win by 10.
Huh?
I think we win by 10. I think we get like a little jump, and then some slight complacency because Heupel's in a position that like he's like ahead, but then he realizes that he can't take his foot off the gas, and then comes back. But we'll save that.
No. Yeah, actually, I was just about to say, as soon as we get done with these chats, I do want for you to tell us who's going to win this game and kind of like lay it out for us. Okay, so we're going to get to the reasoning y'all are talking about. What is a minute ago? Yeah. Hey, so sorry about that. I'm doing a whole lot of ones and twos. It'd be nice if I could have somebody kind of like moderate the comment section for us so that we can stay more like on top of it. We're also like, y'all are hearing us and seeing us a few seconds late, so understand that as well. So TN Jr., hey bro, and you've been a long time member and sub on this channel, bro. We appreciate you. JPatt, you already know, dog. Timmy G, who's not feeling well tonight, shouts out to him. Shouts out to everybody who's just been rocking with us, man. Like, again, we cannot thank y'all enough. But Pat, I want for you to just kind of like close this out. Give us your thoughts on this game, and then we're gonna let the good folks get some rest for Thursday morning.
Yes, sir. So I think to me, like Saturday, what I'm hoping for, what I'm hoping to see, and like this is, I'm just trying to bring this into light. Like we're going to come out, we're going to hit hard. Like Georgia probably going to win the toss. They're going to give us the ball because they know how much Heupel likes the ball in the second half, and then we're going to smack them in the mouth right off the bat, like 2023 Jalen Wright 75-yard touchdown style, right off the bat, just kick them in the mouth. But then we're not going to let up. Like that's the main thing. We're not going to let up the way that we did before. We let them start dictating everything. But I think a lot of it has to do with how the talent gap was at that point. Like even 22, 23, 24, we still weren't there yet. Like Heupel, like these are Heupel's guys right here. Like almost everybody there. I think Don Bailey, maybe one other, are the few remaining people that wasn't recruited underneath Josh Heupel and Tim Banks and Glenn Ellerby and everybody, Rodney Garner, all that. Like that Josh Heupel has his guys like and crew. Josh Heupel and crew has their guys, and they've developed these guys. They let the seniors who were here and stuck it out. They gave them their moment, and now it's time. And I see like a different step of talent, like walking in the door, and I see a lot of kids that they don't care that Georgia won, 8 in a row. But what they do care about is it's not going to be 9 in a row because you're not coming to our house, not this year, not after what we went through. I see us running the football, especially if we can continue what we've been doing as far as offensive line. Now, granted, this is going to be a different level of defensive line that we're going to face, but I think the guys understand that, and I think all week in practice that's been understood, that they're like these missed assignments and this, lackadaisical kind of, it's ETSU. Like this week right here is going to mean something. This is home. This is Georgia. I see us 34-21, 34-24, 27, something like that. But I'm hoping that it's by 10. I want, my soul needs us to win by 10. Just because.
Hey, man, I absolutely love that, Pat. So with all that being said, thank y'all so much. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We'll be coming back tomorrow and talking more about these injuries, and we'll have some other things out there for y'all. But y'all have a great rest of y'all's night, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace. Thanks for watching, and please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel because that keeps us growing inside of the YouTube algorithm. And if you did like this video, here's another one that you might also enjoy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.